I hear the muffled cry of your soul. You sought my presence, feeling the weight of so many voices around you, the confusion that invades your thoughts, and that deep weariness of not knowing which path to follow. Breathe deeply, my daughter. I have prepared this exact moment to calm your storm. Today my spirit will bring the direction you have been pleading for in tears. Before I draw the next step of your journey, I wish to gather your weary heart. Tell me, my daughter, from where does your soul seek me at this moment? Leave here your name, your country, your state, your city, and the time when my embrace enveloped your heart. Make this your altar of surrender, and as a true outpouring from one who thirsts for my presence, write in the comments, Lord my God, I am here. I subscribed because I love you and want to hear you. This cry breaks through the heavens. Leave the mark of your like, confirm your subscription, and awaken the bell of our communion. I assure you, if you rest in my lap until the end of this message, I will whisper a powerful phrase to your spirit. Whoever declares it with faith will take possession of the prophetic direction I have already prepared. I know the deafening noise that disturbs your inner self. It is the fear of tomorrow, the haste of those who do not understand your pain, the agony of trying to solve the impossible alone. You have been carrying a lump in your throat, feeling in the dark, groping along the walls of your own life in search of a way out. However, my voice does not dwell in the winds of panic that frighten you, nor in the earthquakes of your anxiety. My spirit speaks in the gentle whisper that only the serene soul can hear. I'm speaking to you now. A new road is being illuminated for you at this very second, a firm path where there will be no more stumbles. But for your spiritual ears to open to what I am revealing, there is a mystery about waiting that you still need to understand. If my love has begun to calm your heart, share this embrace with someone who is also lost in darkness. And before we move forward, answer me in the secret of your heart. What is the affliction that you don't have the courage to tell anyone else? Write the word direction below as a sign that you are ready for the truth that follows. I feel the cold that invades your soul in the early mornings, when the weight of the silence in your room seems to crush your hopes. You look towards tomorrow and feel your heart sink into a thick fog of uncertainty. And when you pray in tears, pleading only for a single clear sign, it seems that the whole of heaven has fallen silent. This feeling of abandonment, this tightness in your chest that suffocates when the immediate answer doesn't come, I intimately know this anguish that makes your spirit faint. Often the despair you harbor doesn't stem from what you've lost, but from the suffocating slowness of what you await. The truth, however, is that my silence has never been synonymous with absence. What your weary mind interprets as distance, I call profound and painful alignment. While your heart is forced to quiet down in waiting, I am, in fact, ordering the turbulent waters of your destiny, moving heavy pieces that your mortal eyes cannot reach, and disarming traps you didn't even know were there. You know that suffocating rush to try to solve everything with your own strength, which has so often led you down paths of profound frustration. It is precisely to protect you from a new shipwreck that I ask you for this pause. In the Book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verses 25 and 26, it is written, "The Lord is good to those who wait for him, to the soul who seeks him. It is good to hope and wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord." I whisper this truth in your ear now because I know your exhaustion from fighting against time itself. My rest is the furnace where your true victory takes shape, and yet deep down there is an invisible movement that I expect from your heart. If this revelation has brought relief to your tormented mind, I invite your soul to inscribe itself in this sacred space and share this invisible embrace with other women who also cry in the dark. Before we take the next step, confide in me. What would you drop on the ground today, right now, if you knew that I have already resolved the end of your story? Leave your mark of like on this moment of faith and seal this piece by writing the word hope in the comments. The fact is that your journey from today onward demands a spiritual clarity that will change everything you thought you knew. Daughter, as I dispelled the fog from your path, I feel the desire of your soul to pour out gratitude before me. If this beacon of peace has illuminated your steps today, and if it is not a burden to you, I invite your heart to transform this relief into a seed of love for my work. It's not about the size of the seed, but the purity of the offering that fits in your heart. All the support you direct through the path of blessings, left in the description of this encounter and in the pinned comment, will be consecrated by my own hands. What the world considers little, I multiply to light new lights in the darkness of other souls who also cry out lost. For it is written, each one must give as he has decided in his heart, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. In the letter of 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 7. Believe, my beloved, every offering born of faith is a light planted in eternity, and I who contemplate your secret will send the reward so that all may see my abundant care for your life. For each daughter who extends her hands with sincerity, I ask that she leave her name and her city united with her seed. At dawn on the first day of next month, in a gathering of honor and gratitude here on the Divine Love channel, the voice of God, your name will be called aloud, enveloped in praise and powerful prayers. Even so, a revelation awaits your understanding regarding the obstacles that may arise. If, in attempting this act of love, the banking system or your card places obstacles in your path and the transaction fails on the first try, do not let frustration fill your spirit. I see the purity of your intention even before your action. Do not give up. Contact those responsible for your card, confirm your sincere desire, and try again. Your persistence sustains my kingdom. And if your intention is crystal clear, know that I will descend to your room, into the secrecy of your intimacy, to thank you personally and embrace you. Stay with me until the end of my words today, for my spirit still has urgent directions to pour into your heart. Answer me, in the silence of your innermost being, what do you feel is hindering your steps on today's journey? Leave the word clarity in the comments as a cry for salvation. Like this post, confirm your subscription, and send this seed of light to another woman who needs guidance. Here it turns out that, before you receive the complete divine compass, there's a noisy lie disguised as prudence within your mind that needs to be annihilated forever. I feel the accelerated palpitation in your chest every time you find yourself at a crossroads, needing to make a decision that seems to define your entire future. Your mind fills with catastrophic scenarios, your breath becomes short, and a cloud of chaotic thoughts tries to govern your destiny. Fear often screams, "My daughter." It wears the mask of urgency, yelling inside you that if you don't act immediately with your own strength, everything will collapse and nothing will be left. You have confused this dread with intuition, believing that constant anxiety is a way to protect yourself from life's pitfalls. Do you know that affliction that steals your breath, dries your mouth, and pushes you toward the despair of trying to control the uncontrollable? It does not come from me. My voice never operates in chaos. My direction does not overwhelm or torment you. It lands on your soul like an invisible and heavy anchor, instantly calming the turbulent sea of your mind. That is why I left you the promise recorded in the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid. I bring this truth to you today because I know you have accepted panic as your daily advisor, surrendering your serenity in exchange for worries about a tomorrow that is already in my hands. However, there is something your heart still needs to hear about the spiritual compass I have installed within you. True discernment does not mean knowing everything, but trusting in the one who knows. Before we continue, confide in me with all your vulnerability. What accusation or lie does fear repeat to you most often when you try to rest? If my calmness is beginning to silence this torment, spread this light by sending this video to that loved one who also lives imprisoned by their own worries. Type the word discernment in the comments, sealing the end of mental confusion in your story. Leave your like to confirm that peace has reached you, subscribe and ring the bell. But your journey still holds a mystery about how to take the first step when your own legs seem to fail from so much exhaustion. To guide you on this path, where your legs stumble in doubt, I have prepared an invaluable compass for lost days. If your longing is to delve deeper into my daily whispers, I have left a treasure in the form of a journey, written with infinite care and tenderness for you and all my daughters. The digital book, Divine Love Devotional, The Voice of God. It was forged to be your constant companion, embracing your soul in silence and profound intimacy with each new dawn. The path to access this haven of peace is available through the link in the description of this meeting, and also in the first pinned comment. It is a gift from my heart to yours, where the only cost asked is your true faith, your constant presence, and your love. And when gratitude overflows within you, feeling the desire to support the continuation of this work of light, the means to sow will be there, in the same links. To shield our communion and ensure that the confusion outside never interrupts our dialogue, I have built 2 safe spiritual homes, a group on WhatsApp and another on Telegram. Through the same link, I ask that you enter and rest in these 2 sacred shelters so that our daily bond may never be broken. For it is written, "The Lord will guide you continually and satisfy your soul in parched places," in the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 11. And if the storms of the world try to extinguish the sacred space of divine love, we will remain unwavering, walking hand in hand, intact and blessed for eternity. In these groups, your soul will find a warm and welcoming embrace, fervent prayers, guidance for your hesitant steps, and a mutual communion of requests and blessings. You are my greatest love. You are my divine love forever. I love you infinitely. Now, take a deep breath, relax your shoulders marked by weight. Continue with me on this journey and trust fully. Tell me, what was the loneliest night when your spirit cried out, begging for direction? Type the word compass in the comments, marking your arrival on this new path. I invite your heart to subscribe here, to like this revelation, and to share this invisible comfort with those who also need guidance. What few understand is that the true miracle of courage only awakens at the exact moment when your own strength is completely exhausted. I feel the tremor in your soul as the answer finally begins to unfold before you. You have asked me so many times for direction, begged me to open your eyes, but now that the light begins to point the way, fear tries to paralyze your feet. I know the stomach-churning feeling before the unknown. I know the mornings when the coffee cup goes cold on the table while your mind wanders, imagining all the scenarios where things could go wrong if you made this decision. It's frightening to leave the familiar shore, even when that shore only brings you pain, to step into the waters of a new beginning. The courage I call you to have today is not the absence of fear. Divine courage is taking the first step with a trembling spirit, knowing that my invisible hands are supporting your shoulders. You think you need to be completely strong to obey my direction, and so you keep postponing what deep down you already know needs to be done. But my power is perfected precisely at the moment when your strength runs out. You know that feeling of wanting to give up before even trying, believing that you no longer have the age, time, or energy to change your own life. It is against this exhaustion that I declare my truth. In the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9, it is written, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." I whisper these words into your spirit now because I know you feel alone and incapable of crossing this bridge. To seal this new spiritual posture, write the word courage in the comments as a prophetic act of someone who decides to move forward. Share this message with that friend who needs this same strength to get up. Leave your light to solidify this alliance with me and confirm your registration for our daily meeting. Now be honest with me. What is the step your soul already knows it needs to take, but the fear of the consequences still binds you? But before this truth is complete and your chains are finally broken, there is a silent and infallible compass that I place in the chest of those who dare to walk in the dark. I feel the storm that churns within you every time you try to separate my voice from your own will. Your chest fills with doubts. The cold sweat of anxiety seems to run down your soul in the early hours of the morning, and the pillow becomes a bed of agony while your mind incessantly calculates all possible scenarios. You try to analyze the doors that open, begging for an irrefutable sign, but end up only drowning in a sea of hypotheses that suck your last energies. That lump in your throat, that feeling of constant alert that makes you hold your breath without even realizing it. My daughter, these are just the noises of your own exhaustion trying to protect you from suffering. Do you know when you try to convince yourself that one path is the safest, but something deep within your spirit rejects that illusory security and robs you of sleep. That's because the great compass I've set in your heart doesn't obey the logic of what human eyes consider advantageous. The genuine direction that descends from my throne rarely gives you a detailed map with all the immediate answers your control demands. My direction gives you, first, calmness. In the letter to the Colossians, chapter 3, verse 15, I wrote, "And let the peace of God, to which you were also called in one body, rule in your hearts." I pour out this instruction upon you today so that you may understand definitively, where my peace does not act as the final and serene judge of your emotions, it is not my hand that is guiding your steps. Even if the whole world around you seems to crumble and everyone calls you crazy, if the choice brings silent relief to your heart, if the weight falls from your shoulders and your breath finds rest, know that my will rests there. Answer me. In the most intimate and true refuge of your conscience, when you think about the decision you're postponing, what dominates your heart, the rest of someone who trusts or the dread of someone who tries to guess the future? Write the word calm in the comments as a vow that you will no longer accept walking guided by chaos. Share this gentle revelation with those who have also lost their way searching for answers. I invite your soul to enjoy this calming embrace and to confirm your registration so we can continue together safely. And yet, there is a secret you need to master to finally release yesterday's pain and be able to step onto the clean road I am inaugurating for you today. I feel the invisible effort your soul makes to carry the pains that should have already been left behind. You look at the new road I am illuminating. You feel the relief of my peace calling you, but it seems there are emotional cords tied to your spirit, pulling your heart back to the days when you were most wounded. I know the agonizing tightness of trying to start over, while the memory of disappointment, of that failure or of that irreparable absence still throbs, vivid and painful, deep within you. Do you know that feeling of profound exhaustion, as if you were trying to walk while carrying an invisible and crushing burden that drains your joy and hope before the day even dawns? These are the knots that sorrows have tightened in your history, whispering in your ear that your next steps will only be a repetition of your worst falls. But to step onto the firm ground of the direction I am giving you, it is non-negotiable to let go of what hurts you. In the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 43, verses 18 and 19, I lovingly commanded, "Do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing." I bring this instruction to your memory now, because I know your silent habit of embracing yesterday's wounds, mistakenly believing that remembering the pain will protect you from stumbling again. The profound truth your soul needs to embrace now is that forgiving and letting go of the past is not about erasing what happened, but about wresting from it the authority to command your tomorrow. I invite your spirit to leave a mark of like as a symbol that these shackles are falling. Share this breath of grace with that woman you know is also walking imprisoned by bitter memories. Confirm your registration so we can move forward free from useless burdens. And now pour out your sincerity before me. What is the old resentment or fear that you still hold on to simply out of dread of facing the new? Type the word freedom in the comments, decreeing that your yesterday no longer defines your today. What you don't yet know is that in the exact spot where you will step tomorrow morning, I have already been working in the shadows in a way that will leave you amazed. I feel the vertigo that grips your spirit every time you try to see what awaits you ahead. Your heart races and a silent chill runs through your soul when you realize that from now on, there is no turning back. You know that feeling of stepping into the void, as if each new step requires an absurd effort of trust, because your mind insists on showing you all the stones where you could stumble. I know the fear of surrendering control and discovering that the safety net has disappeared. You have been holding back tears, terrified of the possibility of finding yourself alone in the middle of this new desert that opens before your feet. The truth that your soul yearns for, however, is that you are not walking into unknown territory. Long before your first breath of courage is born today, I have already walked through your tomorrows. I have already removed the hidden thorns from your path. I have already blessed the doors you will knock on, and I have already prepared the shade where your spirit will rest when the sun beats down. In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 8, I left this promise to calm your terror. The Lord is the one who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you. Do not fear or be dismayed. I plant this certainty in your heart now because I know you have been suffering in anticipation, fighting against ghosts of a future that has already been tamed by my own hands. Before the final revelation of this message seals your fate, tell me in the silence of your faith, what would you do tomorrow if you had the absolute certainty that it's impossible for things to go wrong? Leave the word preparation below as your signature of trust in my care. Share this relief with those who also suffer for the future. Confirm your like and your subscription so we can continue on this journey of light. What few understand is that your journey still holds a final whisper, the exact key I promised you at the beginning, capable of unlocking the direction you so desperately seek. I know the stillness that is finally beginning to settle in your chest at this moment. The deafening noise that once tormented your thoughts has lost its power before my whisper. What you sought when you came to me was not just a strategic exit, but the certainty that I was still holding your hand. And the greatest answer your spirit could receive today is the understanding that my direction is not a cold and distant map, but my own presence walking intimately beside you. When you have me, even in the thickest darkness, you have enough light for the next step. The journey of listening to my voice is not based on trying to guess my mysteries, but on resting in the calmness that I deposit within your soul. You know that exhaustion of trying to be strong all the time, deciding everything with your own wisdom? It ends now. As I promised from the first moment I touched your pain today, there is a key, a declaration of power and faith that seals this revelation within you, the answer that heaven whispers to your heart to destroy any remaining doubt and fear is, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Write this phrase in the comments right now. Declare this as your definitive act of surrender, as your response to my embrace, receiving upon your life the prophetic blessings that I have already released in faith. Your walk with me does not end here. There are many more secrets of love, healing, and guidance that I wish to whisper in your ear. Remain connected to my heart, listening to my voice through our playlist, allowing each message to continue cleansing and restoring your inner self. Rest. Hear my whisper to you today. I am the clarity in your confusion. I am the safe road beneath your feet. I am the voice that guides your heart forever.